Okay, we had a question come in about having some issues with subdivision geometry not giving you what you're trying to build. So if we have a shape, maybe it is more like this, and you want this end to maybe look something like this. And the problem is when you add the subdivision surface modifier, it looks like that. So this is really easy to fix. You have to add what's called a holding edge to hold the shape of this geometry. So if I do Control R, or if I go to the loop cut tool, I can just hover over the edge I want to add a loop cut for. This only works for quads, and that's why quad modeling is what you want to try to strive for. So I did click that and it actually confirmed it. That's not what I wanted to do. So let me undo that. And click and drag is what you want to do. So I'm going to click and drag that. And just so we're not getting distracted by what's happening over here, I'm going to add another edge loop toward the front. Okay, so what you can see is it started to tighten up this shape. And the shape now more closely resembles the original cage that you're modeling. The cage just means this shape that you're adding a subdivision to. And the subdivision is being calculated based off of that base shape. So if we wanted to make the top and bottom have more of a hard corner, I can go ahead and add another edge loop here to the top and bottom and to the left and right. Right, and now what you can see is that is still being rounded off. I can add a couple subdivisions, maybe just 2 here, and then I can right click and do shade smooth just to see what that looks like. Now you can see it's a more realistic looking object. Just in terms of physical realism, most square objects are going to have slight bevels on the corners. We could also add additional edge loops to further control this shape if we want to. If this is too tight, what you need to do is, we can get out of loop cut here, number 1, and I'm going to go into edge or face mode here. For instance, I could try to make this smaller. And maybe we'll pull it out a little bit. Right, and that sort of rounds off that face or something like that. So there's ways to control this, but those loop cuts make it so that you can hold that shape in place whenever it does that subdivision.